In a bustling Nigerian market, a place alive with the symphony of bartering and laughter, a woman named Mama Tola became a quiet legend. They said she was a little mad. Why? Because every morning, before the first rays of sunlight touched the vibrant chaos of the market, Mama Tola could be seen whispering secrets to her peppers and tomatoes. Her stall was a humble affair, tucked away in a busy roadside corner in western Nigeria. She sold only two things: fresh peppers and ripe tomatoes. Yet, while other traders with mountains of goods struggled, Mama Tola's small baskets were always empty by midday. Her goods didn't just sell, they flew. People couldn't help but notice there was something different about her. In a world where a little extra weight on the scale or a slightly higher price was common, Mama Tola was an island of fairness. Her measurements were always exact. Her prices consistently reasonable. Even during times of scarcity, when the price of pepper would skyrocket across the market, she would only raise hers by a small, justifiable margin. This steadfast honesty earned her something more valuable than quick profit: the unwavering trust of her customers. They knew that when they bought from Mama Tola, they were getting exactly what they paid for: no tricks, no games. But the whispers persisted because of her peculiar morning ritual. Before the market officially opened, she would lean over her neatly arranged produce, her voice a soft hum against the waking sounds of the city. "Pepper, my dear, please sell well for me today," she'd murmur. "Tomatoes, please don't spoil in my hand. Let my customers be happy." The other traders would watch from a distance, shaking their heads. "That woman is talking to vegetables again," they'd say, convinced she had lost her mind. To them, business was about loud calls and sharp tactics, not gentle pleas to produce. One day, a young trader named Sa decided she'd had enough. Her own stall, just a few feet away, was struggling. Business was painfully slow. Customers often left her stall grumbling, complaining that she was harsh, impatient, and her prices were unpredictable. She looked over at Mama Tola, surrounded by a crowd of loyal buyers, and felt a hot sting of envy. What was this old woman's secret? Was it juju? Was it madness? Sad resolved to find out. The next morning, Sad set up her stall earlier than usual, positioning herself just close enough to hear. And there it was, the soft, rhythmic murmur. Mama Tola, with a gentle smile, was having her daily conversation with her goods. Saad scoffed silently. This couldn't be the reason. It was just foolishness. Later that day, the clear sky turned a sudden, angry gray. Rain began to pour down in heavy sheets, sending the market into a frenzy. Traders yelled and scrambled, frantically pulling tarps over their wares to protect them from the downpour. But amidst the panic, Mama Tola was a picture of calm. She methodically covered her own stall, and then, without a second thought, she moved to help her flustered neighbors, including Sad, secure their goods from the drenching rain. Once the storm had passed and a fragile calm returned, Sad, her curiosity now mixed with a sliver of respect, approached the older woman. "Mama," she asked, her voice blunt, "why is your business always so good? What is your secret?" Mama Tola wiped a stray raindrop from her cheek and offered a warm, knowing smile. "It is no secret, my child," she said softly. "I respect people, and I respect my work." "That is all." Sad let out a short, disbelieving laugh. "Ah, na lie, Mama." "That's a lie. Many of us respect people too, but our market doesn't move like yours." She was convinced there was more to the story, something magical or hidden that the old woman was refusing to share. Mama Tola simply smiled again, a gentle, patient smile that held no argument, and turned back to a customer. Sad suspicion grew. That evening, driven by a desperate need to uncover the truth, she decided to follow Mama Tola home. She kept a careful distance, hiding in the shadows as the old woman packed up her empty baskets and began her journey. Mama Tola walked slowly, her steps steady and unhurried. Just before her own street, she stopped. By the roadside stood a small, unassuming shrine, barely noticeable to passers-by. Saad watched, holding her breath, as Mama Tola knelt before it. Was this it? Was this the source of her power? Saad expected a dramatic ritual, a powerful incantation. Instead, she heard Mama Tola's quiet voice, filled not with demands, but with pure gratitude. I thank you for the gift of honest work, she prayed. I thank you for the daily food that fills my belly and the strength to serve my neighbors. There was no dark magic, no scary deity. There was only a woman giving thanks for a simple, honest life. Saad felt a strange mix of disappointment and confusion. The very next day, the market felt different. Mama Tola's stall was empty. She wasn't there. As the hours passed, her loyal customers grew restless. They waited and waited, but she never came. Eventually, one by one, they had no choice but to move to other sellers, and many of them ended up at Saad's stall. Seeing her chance, Saad let her greed take over. This was her day to finally make a huge profit. To the customers buying pepper, she secretly added a few small stones at the bottom of the bag to increase the weight. She hiked her prices dramatically, arguing and shouting at anyone who dared to question her. She was impatient, rude, and her only focus was the clink of coins. Her strategy seemed to work. By evening, she had made more money than ever before. But as she was counting her earnings with a triumphant grin, 2 police officers walked straight to her stall. Someone, tired of being cheated and insulted, had filed a complaint. Saad's denials were useless. The evidence was right there in the bags of her disgruntled customers. She was arrested, taken to the station, and forced to pay a heavy fine that wiped out all her dishonest gains and then some. The following morning, Mama Tola returned to the market. Her stall was set up as usual, her smile as warm as ever. She heard the whispers about what had happened to Saad. Later that day, she saw the young woman sitting by her empty stall, her face a mask of shame and defeat. Mama Tola walked over and sat down beside her. She didn't scold or judge. She simply said, Saad, my child, the market is not just a place for profit. It is a place built on trust. When you sell something, you are not just exchanging goods for money. You are making a promise to your customer. Once that trust dies, your business dies with it. No matter how much noise you make or how clever your tricks are, the simple, powerful truth in Mama Tola's words hit Saad like a physical blow. Shame washed over her, hot and heavy. For the first time, she truly understood. It wasn't about magic or juju. It was about character. From that day forward, something shifted in Saad. She changed. She started treating her customers with patience, even the difficult ones. She measured her goods with scrupulous honesty. Her voice became calmer, her dealings fairer. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight. At first, customers were still wary. But slowly, as they saw her consistent fairness and newfound gentleness, they began to return. Her business started to grow, not with a sudden explosion of profit, but with the steady, reliable rhythm of trust being rebuilt. In time, the whispers in the market changed. People still talked about Mama Tola, but they no longer said she was mad. Instead, they'd smile and say, Mama Tola's peppers talk to the customers. Because they finally understood that honesty, integrity, and respect speak louder than any market noise ever could. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched you, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that inspire. See you next time.